We're finally done with the lift top mechanism. This has been quite a challenging project. I've gone through many different iterations of this. There still are definitely things that I would like to improve, but this van and this whole thing is getting sold, so I needed to get this finished up for them so they can continue building it. But I wanted to go through and show you exactly how this thing is working. So first things first, you can see here it is standing up on its own power. I've got the little lever down here. Push this, and it goes down, which I'm very excited about. And then it needs a little bit of help because I don't think this gas piston was designed to handle this much weight, and it is not distributing the energy in the most efficient manner. It has to go to the side so that these things can slide, so it needs a little bit of loving getting it up. But we're finally here, and I just wanted to kind of walk you through this thing, show you how it's built, and then say goodbye to this project. So let's show you a little bit more in depth. Right here, we have got the pedal. It's not actually supposed to be a foot pedal, but that is as far as the cable that I've got here. And we have got slides both on the bottom and on the top. One of the things that I needed to do was switch the stops. So I needed to switch the stops to get this to functioning the way it needed to. So right here and on this side, so both of these sides, I have some rubber stops that I just used some hose clamps, cut a piece of rubber so that the whole tabletop wouldn't slide back and forth. And right here, I went through with a 3/8 inch bolt, and then this is called a bearing end right here. And I had to weld this little piece right here because the threads for the gas piston were a very fine thread metric. And then I could only really find, actually, I bought this thing first because I thought that this was 3/8. And this is a kind of whole weird kerfuffle deal, but the jam nut that was on here actually threaded onto this. So I bought right here, this is a 3/8 coupler, but it did not fit properly. So I had to weld these two together. Let's see if I can get you a little closer. Had to weld this nut that I was able to find at Home Depot and this jam nut onto this bearing rod end. And that is what transfers the power. So what we still have to do, or what they will have to do, this is the tabletop right here that sits on top of here. And as you can see, there is a raised part because the tabletop, when it comes up, there will also be a piece of wood here that slides out so that when you're sitting on the bench or the chair on this side over here, you can lift this up and then you can slide this out to have a proper working area. It's also high enough here where it can be an extension of the countertop. So if you needed to chop some stuff or do whatever, put your cooktop over here and then have the rest of the kitchen to work. But that is where we are at. Finally got this thing done. I'm very excited to put this behind me and move on. This was quite challenging, to be totally honest. There is a lot that could be done differently with this. I would first make it out of aluminum. I would have smaller, I would go with slide rails instead of, or whatever. There's things that are much thinner, but they're quite a bit more expensive. I would not actually attach one end to the sliding mechanism. I would just make these ends stationary. And then ideally, instead of having a gas piston, I would like to have a worm drive motor that connects the top parts so that you could just have it screw in and out, and this will close and open. But this is not where we're going to go right now. This has to be put behind me. But if anybody is interested in making one of these or having somebody make one of these, feel free to reach out and we can probably figure out something. I really do think that this is a pretty interesting design, and I think this could have a big impact on the van life, whole build and everything, because I think this is an incredibly efficient use of space. So there we go. There is the tour of my lift top bench desk table, and I hope you like it. Let me know what you think.